Good afternoon. A really good day of work out there today. I thought the team came out with good energy. That was fun to see. And with our coaches clinic coming up this Friday and Saturday, this is always one of the more enjoyable weeks of the year. Questions?
How's the leadership emerging?
I'm excited. Here's how I'll judge it. This is because right now, this time of year, we have a returning captain, so that's a little bit unique for us. So we do actually have a captain out there. But I see the younger players really moving around with a lot of energy, and that tells me that the older players are taking a vested interest in teaching those guys how to play the game the right way, how to practice the right way, how to prepare. So I think we're doing a good job right now.
We got the injury report and a couple linebackers on there. Just how do you feel with the linebacker depth right now?
And we need to continue to build it. You saw Devin Carter over there today, so we've made a move to move a guy who is a good athlete and a high intangible guy, and somebody who's a smart football player, and now we'll see if he can help us on defense. So we're going to need to do that. Yeah, that was disappointing. TJ Taylor, I'm not going to reference the whole injury report, but TJ got an ACL injury, so TJ's going to miss next season, and he'll be back with us in the future. And he's a really talented football player. He's got a bright future in our program. It's just going to take a little longer than we all wanted.
Kyle, Darian Daly, what did you see from him because you have a lot of freshmen in that class, what did you see from him that you kind of lifted him to the top of the depth chart in the spring?
I don't know. The depth chart kind of gives us a starting order for the reps and team periods and things like that. I'm not ready to put anybody at the top of it just yet, but Darian, and I'd put Isaiah in this category as well. They've done a really good job of being around the football as corners, and both of them have had multiple interceptions this spring. I think Darian's had 3 this spring, which is exciting. That's really exciting. Darian runs very well, so it's hard to get behind him. And guys who run very well are usually pretty confident. So I'm excited about his progress. I'm not quite ready to put him at the top of the depth chart yet, but he's definitely moving in the right direction.
Coach, you mentioned linebacker. Is Isaiah Johnson a guy that could move to the stand, or is he just strictly a middle guy?
We recruited him to be an inside guy. That could be a Mike or a Will for us. Ultimately, could he be a Sam? I don't know that just yet. He's still learning how to play the position that he's playing right now.
Is he playing well? I mean, is he overall? Does he?
I'm pleased right now. I'm pleased. Yeah, we're still in the installation phase, so I think it's a little early to judge anybody. That time will come a little bit later this spring after everything's been in and then repped a little bit more than it is right now. But he's getting a lot of reps. He's making plays. He certainly is playing football the way we want him to and running to the football the way we want him to. So all the things we saw when we recruited him, we're seeing him out there right now.
Okay, what have you seen from Logan Lister? Because he obviously enrolled early and then was injured last spring, last summer. I mean, just for him to be out in the field, and what have you seen?
Yeah, I'm happy for him. He's getting an opportunity to play football for the first time in a long time. He caught a couple touchdowns in 7-on-7 today down in the red zone, so that was good for him. And I think he's at the beginning stages of what he's doing. He's a big physical in-line tight end, which is what we recruited him to be. He's got good hands. He'll catch the ball when it's thrown to him. But he's still working his way back into football. So, I think to judge those guys at this stage, it's just a little bit early for a guy who hadn't played football in over a year.
Kyle, I know you said at the time of the announcement you really weren't sure what Friedgen's role was going to be. What is his role right now?
His role is to really be my advisor within the program in every way. I wouldn't want to put walls or boundaries on it, because I think his experiences as an offensive coordinator, he had experiences as a defensive coordinator early in his career, his experiences as a head coach for 10 years at the University of Maryland. All those things are invaluable to me and the staff. So I wouldn't put any boundaries on it. Ralph will be with us a little bit next week, so that'll be fun to have him back on campus again. But we've been in contact with him, and it's been really good so far.
What kind of opportunity does Kevin Wilkins have at nose tackle with Sebastian out the rest of the spring?
Yeah, tremendous. It's an opportunity to really increase his reps and for him to show us what he can do. Playing that position at that young of an age is hard. But he has the body to do it. He's got the talent to do it. And now he's going to get a chance to get some of the experience that he'll need to react as quickly as we need him to.
Obviously, Terzilli's no longer here, but how do you feel about the rest of the receivers who are going to be opposite Leonte, the depth behind him, and what they can give you as 2 and 3 receivers?
Drew missed a couple games last year, so I think we got a little preview of it. And you look at a game like the Maryland game, it was exciting to see the kind of production that guys like Patton and Grant had. Now, Grant's not with us right now either, but we've got some other guys. I think Carlton Agadosi's having a really good spring. John Simmons is as consistent a performer as we have. and Ruhan's back with us now, so he's getting an opportunity to show us what he can do. So I'm confident with that group of players. I think they're a talented group, and more than just Leonte have shown that they can make plays.
What has Agadasi done better this spring?
Catch the ball. I mean, to me, that's where it begins. You know, if you catch the ball consistently, I think he's catching it more consistently than he has his entire career. And he's a big, strong, physical guy who runs well. And a guy that size, I've been around a few of them in my career, guys like Marcus Colston, a guy like Kenny Britt, a guy like Brandon Coleman, those tall, longer receivers who can run. You know, when they start catching the ball consistently now, they're matchup problems.
I know it hasn't been that long, but just what have you seen from Ben as far as running the offense in a couple of weeks?
I think it's too early to say. You know, I remember when we hired Ralph last year, he made a point to tell me, he says, you know, Kyle, I'm not sure we're going to know exactly what we're going to be at the end of spring because we're still trying to work through the process of finding out who the playmakers are going to be. Now, Ben certainly has more knowledge of this group than Ralph did last year at this time. But there's still a lot of young guys out there that are trying to prove that they can be the playmakers on this offense. And spring's a great time to try a lot of things and give those guys opportunities and then be a little bit more specific when we get to the fall. But I'm pleased so far. Thank you.
Thanks.